Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to us by one of our sister. The message reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story? Mine, it is a long story. One can even write a novel about my life, but let me just cut my story to make it short, just for the benefit of your viewers. I am a Satanist and I supply demonic, expensive, especially your blonde wigs. Mainly, I supply them on TikTok, and I am a Nigerian woman. I belong to a cult that is called the Daughters of the Sea cult, and I have since recruited 2 women and another one who is a socialite but from another African country. I've since recruited 2 Southern African women that are there in South Africa, and I recruited them online on TikTok. They were looking for someone who could supply them with nice wigs, and then they started speaking with me, and then we spoke, and I convinced them, and I told them that there was a particular trip that I was going to take overseas, and I was looking for people who could travel with me. Since they were hesitant to give me money, here I'm not talking about cheap people. They were already wealthy people when I made them to join this cult, so they were just hesitant. They did not want to lose their money. I said, it is fine, you can go to any travel agent in your country and I'm going to pay for everything. But we were supposed to meet in Dubai, so they took their flight to Dubai, and me and my other girls, we flew here from Western Africa. Then we met with those 2 Southern African women in Dubai, and then that was when they saw that this was real. This was before they found out that we belong to the Daughters of the Sea cult. And then we went with them, and as we were busy shopping around, slowly but surely I started to introduce them to the marine spirit. So usually I like to sell my wigs to those trending buddies, and I like to supply them because that is my own mission. I was given some water spirits. So these water spirits, one of the water spirits, it lives in my spine. What happened to me was that when I was 16, I died when I was swimming in the river where I grew up in Delta State. And at that time, I was celebrating our final WAC paper. And then I went under. They said that I was gone for 27 minutes. By the time that they pulled me out, I was already dead. They said that I had my eyes open and I was no longer breathing. But what happened to me was that when I went underneath the water, I felt like there was something that was pulling me downwards. I even saw the sky, but a different sky that we know, this one that is blue. I saw a sky that was made out of diamonds, and it was so close, just like the ceiling. When you are in your house, it is almost like you can touch the ceiling. That is what I saw when I was pulled down into the water by the river spirit. When I was down there, I even saw other women, and then I heard a voice that said, "You are mine, and I have decided not to have you killed. I have told the water to give you back the life that it had stolen from you." So then when they arrived at the hospital with my body, thinking that I was already dead, that was when they discovered that I was still breathing. That is what happened to me. And then I joined the secret society. It is like a long story. It did not like happen overnight. There were some women that then located me, because after I had recovered, it's not like immediately I started becoming part of a cult. By the age 18, that was when I was introduced to the cult, and they told me that they had been searching for me, because when I died, when I was told by the river spirit that I belonged to her, and then she sent her agents looking for me, her satanic agents, and then they came to me and they told me that they had been looking for me for good 2 years. They were looking for me, and then I was taken to the ocean where I was made to join Satanism. And then I was told that in order for me to be part of that cult, when I was in the ocean at that time, I was supposed to dedicate the life of my mother. So I did. I dedicated my mother's soul to the cult. She passed away, and from there on, that was when I started making money, and I was given a mission. This was way before, because we were told about social media like a very long time ago that they were going to come these certain type of platforms. During those days when we were being told these things, it did not even make sense to us. Like we still had those phones, those ones that had buttons before WhatsApp and whatnot. We were told that there was going to come sort of like a social media platform where you could text each other instantly, and you would even see the person typing. And after that platform came, the funny part, the very first day when I downloaded WhatsApp on my phone, I was told that there is going to come a new WhatsApp where you will be able to speak with each other when you are seeing each other. This, they meant video chatting. It did not make sense during those days. And then that was when it came. When it came, we were also told that there was going to come platforms in which people would go famous, and people in an instant will become millionaires just by dancing online. It did not make sense that someone will become an instant millionaire to go viral after they would have danced maybe for about 10 seconds. It did not make sense. But after we started to see your platforms like Instagram, and then it made sense. So usually in my own department where I am working, I have to sell things that make women to be beautiful. For naturally, I was born with the Jezebel spirit, even though it was not active in my life. So I was always that type of a woman who wore those heavy eyelashes, makeup, long nails. I was just like that. Even my parents, they used to complain I liked doing that, saying that I looked like a prostitute. Even when I was still 14, I remember my mom beating me up when she saw me with long nails. I don't know why I liked doing that, but it was because of the Jezebel spirit that was following me. So when you join like the Marine Kingdom, they give you what you were born with. So this is what I was born with, and that is the department that I am in, that deals with women's beauty products, in which I deal with wigs. So I started selling these wigs on Facebook like a very long time ago, and then I moved over to TikTok. Like now we moved over to TikTok where we market those wigs that are very beautiful. That was when those two Southern African women came to me, already wealthy. They had wealthy husbands, and they told me that they were looking for something. They wanted to supply the wigs in their countries, and then I took them from South Africa and we met up in Dubai, went with them and we bought. And then that was when I told them that this was what they were supposed to do. So each and every week that I supply to them, it is a portal. So each and every woman that they sell this wig to, the spirit, the same Jezebel spirit, will start to follow her, because the devil can even follow you and possess you simply because of an object that would have been dedicated to him. So these wigs, when I go and collect them, these wigs, they would have already been dedicated to the devil himself. And I like those wigs that are worn by women, those ones that call themselves buddies, those that like to go out there and party no matter what. For their bodies, they become an altar to the demons, and any demon can possess them as much as they want. Whenever that woman would be wearing the wig, men will start to follow her, thereby creating a lot of covenants. That is my confession. I was just giving you just a few details of my story, because mine is quite a very long story. When you post it, you can also tell me. I just wanted to tell people that these things, they are for real and they do happen. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our listeners right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Do you like wearing blonde wigs? Has anything ever happened after you had bought your blonde wig? You can come to our inbox and then you share with us your own side of the story.